I thought I'd come and show my recipe book, what I've been up to.
Yeah, we haven't seen you on the channel for a while. Let's sit down and have a chat about it. So we know you've made some picture books.
Yes.
For children. You now have a recipe book.
Yeah, I thought I would do something very different.
So what's inspired you to make a recipe book?
The recipe book's called Recipes Anytime. I feel inspired by my family, so you want to make good choices for your children. And I thought it'd be actually really fun just to make it. And I would really enjoy the design process of putting the book together. And for my family, it's something I can leave for my children. They can look back and go, that's Mum's book.
What makes the book different? A recipe book,
Yeah.
What people are interested in primarily is the food that you're creating, the actual recipes. What's different about your book to, like there's lots and lots of recipe books on the shelf.
Yes, I realise that.
What makes yours different?
Well, that was another reason why I made it, because I wanted mine to stand out a bit more. Okay, my book is because of food issues that I've had over the years. I've thought I've got to find a way to cook that is less sugar or no sugar. I've got a dessert section that's just how to make icing without butter and sugar. Try to basically, out of all the recipes, break the tradition of too much flour, people that have allergies, but still make it fun food and something that you can really get into and enjoy, and it's not hard to make. I have a list in the beginning of the book of replacement foods, like in different milks that you could use, or different, instead of sugar, what you could use.
So you've got a range of recipes there for, as you called it, Recipes Anytime. How have you laid the book out, or how's it organised?
Well, basically the first meal of the day is breakfast, so I've designed it that breakfast comes first, and then I've got the savoury meals of possibly you could use it as lunch and dinner, and I've got then the desserts at the end of the book. So I've made sure that every meal is catered for. Every page has a photo to go with the recipe, because when I've found recipe books that you're lucky if it has a picture in the book, it's just bland, it has just typing, and it does not excite me. So my aim right from the beginning of making the recipe book is every recipe has to have a photo, because then it gives you the understanding of what the recipe will be, and it'll give you inspiration to make it. I did the photography. I thought that would be nice because I enjoy photography, and I thought it would be nice to put illustrations of my own paintings in there, and lots of colour.
And from what I've seen, it's not busy. You have
No, I've kept it simple.
One to two recipes at the most per page.
Yes.
How many recipes are there approximately?
I think it's 122.
Could you make a recipe from this book for the viewers so that they can get an idea of what's
for sure. Yeah.
in the book?
Okay, so what we need is a mixing bowl, a spoon. I have pre-cooked 4 cups of pumpkin, and I'm going to put that into my mixing bowl. I have drained it, tried to get all the water out of it, or was it sloppy? And so that's in the mixing bowl, and I've pre-cooked 2 cups of pasta. Now you can use any form of macaroni pasta, anything you like. I've got spring pasta, and I've drained my pasta, and now I'll put it in. So you're basically just mixing everything together. Okay, now I've got chives. Now you need 1 cup of chives. Now I'm going to finely chop the chives. With the pumpkin, estimate for yourself what is 4 cups, because when you're chopping it up, you can't just stick it in a cup. When you get really good with cooking, you can just estimate it. Chop your chives up and then put them in. Well, because this is all hot still, the chives will soften. I have yeast flakes. That's really for flavour. And some people that don't want to have cheese say that yeast flakes taste a little bit like cheese. I'm going to do a dessert spoon of yeast flakes. And now I'm going to chop up an onion. This is not from our garden. And it's, not too big. This is the size that I've got. Just finely chop it as small as I can. Now this was the elephant garlic, or known as just giant garlic, and so I've chosen 1 clove. And you can see they're quite big. Regular little purple garlics are very strong in flavour. The giant garlic is not so strong in flavour. So just finely chop it as small as you can, or you could crush it. I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of curry powder, just for flavour. Stock powder, I like to use veggie stock, and that will also be 1 teaspoon. Okay, and I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of olive oil to go in here. We have jalapenos, so I've got these jalapenos and I'm going to put 1 in. And so chop that fine again, keep the seeds. So I have a homemade plain yogurt and I'm going to use 1/2 cup of that. The last thing I will do now is put 3 eggs in. And now that all the ingredients are in, I'm going to just stir it all together. Right, so that's ready. I have my oven on at 200. So while that's warming up, I'm going to organise my tin. I have one of those, the tin that the base drops out. And so the bottom I will line with paper. So you could pre-line it with paper, but I'm just going to butter it. Okay, and then line the base. And then I'm just going to pour it in, and then the oven should be ready. And it looks really nice, colourful. And so I'm going to put that in the oven for 30 minutes. So that was easy, and now you'll be able to make it too. So I've had a great time making this recipe book. It's been a learning experience and I really enjoyed the process.
We've seen you make that recipe and it looks really delicious, and I'm sure we're going to enjoy it as we have previously. Where can people get a copy of this book?
You can buy the book on Amazon, and I hope you enjoy the process of cooking with your family.
We'll put a link to Amazon where you can purchase this book, and we'll also have a copy of that recipe that you saw Elisabeth make in the description below.
There are recipes I have previously made and filmed, and that you will find those also in the recipe book.